Have you ever wondered how big trucks get cleaned? Well, we're about to find out. I'm here at a giant truck wash. These trucks drive for miles and miles, delivering important things all over the country, which means they also get very dirty. This truck wash is so popular that there's a queue of muddy trucks all waiting to get cleaned. And it can clean all sorts of different trucks. Big lorries, gas tankers, even car transporters. The trucks start by driving into the truck wash very carefully and stop once they're fully inside. The cleaning team begin by spraying special soapy water over the whole truck. This soap gets to work straight away, loosening all of that grease and grime. If the dirt is really bad or difficult to reach, the team will use long brushes to get to these hard to reach places. Then it's time to turn on the rollers. This huge machine is controlled from these switches here. The cleaning team select what sort of truck is in the wash, so that the rollers can clean the right places on the vehicle. There's 3 rollers in total, 2 that clean each side of the truck, and 1 that cleans the front, the top, and the back. The soft rollers wipe all of the muck away, and the spray nozzles rinse the truck clean. The huge machine that carries the rollers moves forwards and backwards along the truck on rails, just like a train would. This truck wash is very special too. The dirty water goes down the drain and is magically turned into clean water in this pump room. That means that most of the dirty water is recycled and no water is wasted. If there's any bits that the machine has missed, it's time for the cleaning team to use some super powerful jets to blast off that stubborn dirt. Look at that! This lorry's as good as new, clean and sparkling. Good job, team! I'm travelling around on a very special fun bus today. This double-decker bus has been transformed into a soft play party bus. This is Paul, and he's the driver of the bus. He drives to lots of different places for children's birthday parties. You can have a party anywhere. Here comes the bright yellow party bus now. Welcome aboard the party bus. There are 2 floors on this bus, a downstairs and an upstairs. Let's climb the stairs and take a look upstairs first. Whoa! It's so much fun up here. There's a tunnel, a rope bridge. These are called biffers and bashers. Hey, Red Mechanical, how did you get in here? Red Mechanical never misses a party. To get down, we can either go back down the stairs, or we can go down the mega green slide. Go on, Red, you can test it out. Woo! When you come down the green slide, you land in a colourful ball pool. Look, Red Mechanical is holding a green ball. This is an orange ball. And here's a purple ball. The fun doesn't stop there. Downstairs, there's more places to run around and climb. Paul's getting the bus ready for a party, so it's time to connect the bus to a generator. A generator is something that uses fuel to generate electricity. That means Paul can turn the disco lights and music on in the bus. Here come the kiddies now, ready to party.
Put your shoes in there for me, please. You okay? See you in a minute.
Running round the play bus, everyone's very hungry, so it's time for some party food. These tables upstairs are just right for enjoying some sandwiches. Paul places yellow paper plates on the table. 1, 2, 3, 4. And again. 1, 2, 3, 4 yellow paper plates. Now Paul is placing down orange drinks. 1, 2, 3, 4. And they need red straws. 1, 2, 3, 4. 4 red straws. Yum, yum. Before everyone leaves, there's one last thing to do. Give out the party bags. We can't have a party without party bags. I'm back at the tarmac quarry to meet a special kind of truck. A dumper truck. Dumper trucks drive all around the quarry, being very helpful. They work with their friends, the excavators and the bulldozers, to carry loose rock and sand out of the quarry. A dump truck is the perfect truck for safely carrying heavy loads. These are the wheels. The tires are big and chunky so that they can grip onto most surfaces. This is the cab, and this is where the driver sits to drive the dumper. But it's the back of the dumper truck that's really special. This is called the hopper, which is where the load is stored. Come on guys, let's load it up. The excavator digs the rock into a big pile. Then the empty dumper truck comes trundling down the hill, ready to pick up this big load. The driver then reverses next to the excavator, ready to be loaded up. The hopper can hold lots, and lots, and lots, and lots of rock. This dumper can carry 35 tons. That's like carrying 5 elephants in the back. Whoa! Once filled, it's time to drive the load all the way to the top of the quarry and dump it in a big pile. The hopper has hydraulic rams underneath it, which are really strong and make the hopper tip up. The back gate opens up and the load slides out of the back. I think I feel a song coming on.
Dump, dump, dumper truck. Dump, dump, dumper truck. Dump, dump, dumper truck, oh yeah. He's as yellow as a rubber duck, with 6 giant wheels so he won't get stuck. When driving round the quarry, he's like no other lorry. He's the big dumper truck. You won't see him on an ordinary road. He's far too big, he carries too much load. When he needs to dump it, his back lifts up to lump it. He's the big dumper truck. Dump, dump, dumper truck. Dump, dump, dumper truck. Dump, dump, dumper truck, oh yeah. The excavator is his best mate. They work all day from morning till late, loading up the rubble. The heavyweight's no trouble. He's the big dumper truck. He's made of thick metal all around, and this keeps the driver safe and sound. To get into the cabin, a ladder's there to climb in. He's the big dumper truck. Dump, dump, dumper truck. Dump, dump, dumper truck. Dump, dump, dumper truck, oh yeah. Dump, dump, dumper truck. Dump, dump, dumper truck. Dump, dump, dumper truck, oh yeah. Dump, dump, dumper truck. Dump, dump, dumper truck. Dump, dump, dumper truck, oh yeah.
It takes real teamwork to keep the quarry moving safely. The dumpers, excavators, and bulldozers all work together to move rock as quickly as possible. The bulldozer scoops up lots of sand in its huge bucket. He lifts it up and tips it neatly into the dumper truck's hopper. Sometimes it can get quite dusty in the quarry, so the team here at Tarmac also have a special truck that sprays water along the floor. This helps get rid of the dust that builds up from the construction trucks. Everyone, I'm here at the Gresford Miniature Railway to meet some mini steam trains. These trains are exactly the same as real steam engines, except much, much smaller. But that means they're really fun to ride on. The mechanicals didn't want to come with me today. They said they only want to see big vehicles. Those silly mechanicals don't know what they're missing out on. This is David, and he's a model engineer and mini train driver. This is his locomotive, and it's called the Royal Air Force. It took David 12 years to build this special locomotive, and today we're going to send it whizzing around the track. This part is called the tender, and it's where coal and extra water can be stored. Now that David's train is safely on the track, it's time to transfer it onto a steaming bay. This is where the fire inside the locomotive can be lit, and the boiler gets filled up with water. This process is called steaming up. First, David uses this pump to fill the boiler with lots of water. The boiler is inside this part here. More water can then be poured into the tender to keep the boiler topped up when the train is running.
Okay, gents, tea's ready. Hey. And here's one for you, Gecko.
Oh, thank you very much, Paul. Next, it's time to fill the firebox with coal. David has soaked these bits of coal in a liquid that makes them burn much faster. The fire is then lit from underneath the firebox. David builds the fire by shoveling more mini pieces of coal into the firebox. As the fire heats the water in the boiler, the pressure builds up and has to escape somewhere. And whoa! There it goes! A quick oil around the parts and cylinders to keep everything moving smoothly, and we're ready to go. David's friend Paul swings the track over, and it's full steam ahead. Coal is the fuel for this steam train, and David needs plenty to power the train around the track. A quick stop at the coal store to load up the tender to make sure we have enough coal for the day. To let David's train onto the main track, Brian here needs to change the points. He checks no other trains are coming, pulls these levers, and the track magically moves all by itself. Green means go! Woo! Now David can whiz around the track. I can't believe the mechanicals are missing this. It looks so much fun. So, David, how do you drive a mini train?
Well, first of all, you need coal for the fire. You put the coal into the firebox, and that makes the fire. And the fire boils the water in the boiler, and the steam from the boiled water is then taken off down to the cylinders, which drives the engine. And this lever is called the regulator, and we just turn that, and then the engine will start going forwards.
Hey, mechanicals! Have you been here all along? Do you want to have a ride? David, the mechanicals are so excited that they're letting off their own steam.
Come on, mechanicals, jump aboard.
Wow, the mechanicals love these mini trains almost as much as these children. Gecko here, and I'm so bonkers excited. Why? Because today I'm learning all about fire trucks at this amazing fire station. How cool is that? Fire trucks are used all over the world to help firefighters put out fires and rescue people who are trapped in hard-to-reach places. We're going to meet 2 different fire trucks today, and we get to meet the brilliant crew members of Lim Fire Station. These amazing fire trucks and firefighters are experts at, you guessed it, putting out fires. They use these super long wiggly hoses, a bit like what we see in the garden, but super powerful. And look, they even have special masks that protect them from the heat. This is Jay, and he's the watch manager, which is what they call the leader of the team.
Firefighter Hill, door number 4. Also, I'd like to welcome Gecko, who's going to learn to be a firefighter for the day.
Thanks for having me, White Watch. Well, look who's here. Blue and Green Mechanical have come to learn about fire trucks too. Make sure you two stay out of trouble, please. This is Laura and Ellen. They're both firefighters in White Watch. What are you doing now, Laura?
Well, Gecko, we're getting ready for the starter shift. This involves getting all our kit out so that we're ready for any emergency that we might come across. So as you can see, Ellen's put her boots out ready. She's also got both the jackets, a helmet and her gloves, so she's ready for any emergency we might come across. Speed is always of the essence, so it's important that it's all laid out properly.
Everyone, meet Andy. He's the driver of the fire truck. He's making sure everything is okay for the next emergency call-out. But what is an emergency call-out? Well, that's when people ring up and tell the firefighters they need help. And remember, it's very important to check that the truck's lights are working properly. They need to flash really brightly when the truck leaves the station to let people know help is coming. I love this fire truck. Do you know why? It's because there's so many secret places to store the amazing life-saving equipment. Look, Ellen and Laura are checking the hydraulic cutting equipment. These are like a big pair of scissors, but instead of cutting through paper, they cut through metal.
Now mechanicals, you're going to have to stop messing around. This isn't a place for messing about, guys. We don't want to end up rescuing you, do we?
Once Andy and the gang have checked that the truck is okay, Laura and Ellen need to make sure their breathing apparatus works safely. This is what they use when it gets really smoky inside a building that's on fire. It's very important that they can breathe clean air. Psst. Guess what, everybody? There's actually more than one fire truck in this fire station. This one here is called the ALP, which stands for Aerial Ladder Platform. Should we all say it together? Aerial Ladder Platform. Now the team use this ALP truck when they need to rescue people from places that are just way too high for the ladder. Wowzers! It sounds like someone's in trouble.
Come on, Gecko, get your gear on. We've got a job.
That's one of those emergency calls that we talked about a minute ago. Remember? All of the important stuff we need to know about the rescue comes through on this piece of paper.
Okay, all 3 appliances, mechanical, stuck at height, in limp.
Oh no! It sounds like the mechanicals are in trouble. We better go and rescue them. we've got our kit on, it's time to move out. Oh dear, it looks like those silly mechanicals are stuck at the top of that tower and can't get down. We'll have to use the ladder to go all the way up there and get them. Look at this amazing teamwork. The crew all work together to get this ladder up as quickly and as safely as possible. Oh dear, it looks like the ladder isn't quite high enough to reach the mechanicals. Now, what can we use instead? That's right, bring in the Alp! To make sure the Alp doesn't wobble, Andy and James use these controls to move these things called jacks out of the side of the truck. They look like metal legs, and they stick out and lift the truck off the ground. Wow, that's really heavy, but these jacks are so strong, they stop the Alp from falling over. Whoa, look at that! It's got super strength, like super mechanical. Once the Alp is stable, which means it won't wobble, Andy jumps into the operating seat. That's the one that works the machinery. James is so brave. Look, he's going up in the cage to rescue the mechanicals. Now, because he's going up very high, he clips himself on using this harness, so he can't fall off. A harness is a bit like a belt you wear around your trousers. When you fasten it, your trousers don't fall down. Okay, here goes. Up, 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 up into the sky! James is now in control of the cage, and he can move up, down, left, and right with these joysticks. Almost there. Hold on, mechanicals. We're coming to save you. Gotcha. Phew. I'm glad those mechanicals are safe. Thanks, James and Andy.
Okay, mechanicals, I hope you learnt your lesson there. You shouldn't be climbing up towers and being silly, because we've got other people to rescue, okay?
Cranes! Whoa! They're brilliant at taking things way up high into the sky. If you've ever seen a tall building being built, then you might have seen a crane. They're not very good at hiding. They can almost reach the clouds. And they're able to lift heavy objects onto the tops of buildings. Cranes are so cool! This is a 250-ton mobile crane. It's massive! And do you see the long arm that's sticking up into the air? Well, that's called the boom. There's lots of different types of cranes, but let's see what makes this one special. Whoa! This yellow crane's got loads of wheels. maybe as many as Larry the lorry. This means it can drive down the road to all sorts of construction sites. They're places where buildings are built. But I wonder, how does it go under bridges with that really tall boom on top? That's it, Blue. You fold it away. This is Ian, and he's the operator of this crane. The crane can move up and down, left and right, and it's all controlled from something called a cab. That's where Ian sits. He can use both of these joysticks to control the boom and the hook it has on the end. That looks like a fun job. Can you see what he's doing? By pulling the joystick in his left hand backwards, the boom is shrinking. Wowzers! The boom's made up of 7 separate pieces, which all fit neatly inside each other. A bit like a Russian doll. Look at that! The boom is all packed up. These are called the outriggers. Just like stabilizers on your bike, they stop the crane from falling over when the boom is up. To get the crane ready for driving, we need to fold the outriggers away. Ian uses this control panel to fold them up, making them disappear inside the side of the truck. Bye bye, outriggers. The outriggers were sitting on special mats, which stopped the super heavy crane from cracking the floor underneath. Ian neatly packs them away at the back of the truck. Wow, that's brilliant! Now Ian can jump in the front cab and press one final button to balance the truck, ready for driving. Can you see it wobble? Look, it's rising up. And now it's ready to drive. Off we go! Ian's had the call, and we're now on our way to a construction site to help the builders.
Lift it high, lift it, lift it, lift it high, say lift it high, lift it high, lift it high, lift it high, high, high in the sky, lift it high, high, high in the sky, lift it high, lift it high, lift it high. Down on the construction site they're building everywhere, but when the building gets too high they all take extra care. Here to save the day is the massive yellow crane. It's time for the boom and hook to come and take the strain. Lift it high, lift it high, lift it high, high, high in the sky. Lift it high, high, high in the sky. Lift it high, lift it high, lift it high. Lift it high, lift it high, lift it high. Lift it, lift it, lift it high, say lift it high. Lift it high, say lift it high.
Thanks very much to Ian and all the team here at John Such Cranes. You can subscribe to my channel by tapping here. For now, it's cheerio from Gecko. Bye! If you love this video, tap here so you're the first to know about my latest videos. Thanks for watching. Bye!